Prior to the interim solution being installed, we will put out VMS boards to alert the surrounding community. Next slide, please. And alternative routes to get to Honeygo Boulevard will be from Chapel Road to Bel Air Road, or the community can use Gunpowder Farm Road or Forge Road to Honeygo. And that really ends our presentation. I know there are a few comments mentioned in the chat. So Lowell, can you help facilitate that for us?
Yes, what I wanted to do first, if it's okay with everyone, we did get 3 emails. So what I would like to do is first do this, read a couple of these, and then if that answers some of the questions for folks that are waiting, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll keep it going. First question comes from a woman named Janet Perlardi. I would like to know what impact traffic circles or roundabouts have on emergency vehicles, specifically fire trucks. Are they big enough to accommodate hook and ladder trucks? Thank you.
Yes, the central island allows for larger vehicles to traverse the intersection. So if they need to make lefts or rights, that will be able to be accomplished by fire trucks as well as the semi-trailers, as mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Let me. Okay, second question. This is from Carol Saunders. This has to be, well, this is just some feedback here. She calls it a dumb resolution to traffic on Honeygo Boulevard that I could ever imagine. This intersection is far too dangerous right now. You will only increase the chances of a fatal accident with a traffic circle. People just have no idea how to proceed through a traffic circle in a single lane, much less a double lane. Any response to those concerns?
I will say something. I think we should trust the professional backgrounds of engineers who design these for a living. And that's my number one comment. My second is we would always welcome solutions. Thank you.
Okay. And this is kind of a several part question. One more from Al Lime. First of all, he says, it seems that to support the current 40-mile-per-hour speed limit on Honeygo, that a traffic circle at this location will require a large amount of space. How is the circle expected to fit into the available space?
Yeah, so as far as the footprint, we have overlaid the footprint. It's about 145-foot diameter, so there are impacts that are anticipated, but they aren't overly they aren't too much that we would think it would not allow us to construct it. I mean, obviously, we're going to need the cooperation from the 4 property owners, but the footprint lends itself to filling in the existing topography as well as the existing area that's available. So there's not a whole lot of impacts. I think I mentioned there's about 1/4 of an acre, which is about 11,000 square feet, which in the scheme of things is not a lot.
And in relation to that question, is there any plan to reduce the speed limit on Honeygo or install any speed reduction devices?
So at this time, there isn't any solution to, well, not any solution, I'm sorry. We won't be reducing the speed limit on Honeygo at this time, but we can definitely have like our traffic safety team look to see whether or not we can implement any of the speed radar cameras along Honeygo. So I can have my traffic safety team to take a look at that.
Okay. And is there any possibility of installing a traffic light instead of a circle at this location?
So we've done several warrant studies at that intersection. We've done about 8. The most recent was in 2022, and we have to meet federal requirements for a signal to be installed. And the signal the intersection has not warranted a signal at this time. So the next best solution was the roundabout, and roundabouts are a proven safety countermeasure to help lower speeds and reduce accidents at intersections.
Okay, and then finally with this one, what is the timeline and will there be any significant road closures? How will traffic be managed during construction?
We'd anticipate the construction taking about a year, 8 to 12 months. The impacts to the existing traffic there will be some, but we will only allow the contractor to work during certain work hours, probably around 9 to 3, to minimize some of the impacts in the area. Additionally, we'll have barrels set up to separate the traffic from the construction zone so that that doesn't get interfered with, or in addition to protecting the safety of the workers along the roadside. It is a phased project, so it will be a couple of phases, but as I mentioned earlier, that we do plan to maintain traffic during the entire length of the construction, duration of the construction, rather.
Okay. I'm going to get to some of the questions now that are in the chat. It seems like people are comfortable writing the questions. This one's from Art. Most of the area impacted is the Windsor condominiums. What is the elevation difference from the roadbed to the walking path just below the incursion? How far will the elevated roadbed be from the corner of the building at the corner? It says the corner of the building at the corner, I'm guessing, of the building. Maybe they wrote that twice.
So we're trying to maintain the elevation of the existing elevations. As we get off road a little bit, we do anticipate maybe doing a Jersey barrier to accommodate some of the elevation differences nearby. But we're using that also as a resource to minimize the impacts to the area. So it will be minimal, but the grades are pretty much very similar to what's out there now.
Okay, this next question is from Michelle. Was the traffic light declined due to the traffic light that was installed at Rye Meadow near the new Wawa, or was it just about cost?
The traffic light, it didn't warrant the signal. It didn't qualify for the signal warrants due to the low volumes on Cross Road.
Okay. This is from Julie. It's more of a statement. Roundabouts take getting used to in all places. This is a safety issue, pure and simple, that could work. Another traffic light is only going to stop people. This is a very needed road improvement, and each day it's not built, a person is taking a chance with their driving. Let's see. Okay.
There was one from earlier, Lowell. Basically, just a question about whether or not the overhead graph showing the circle, if that would be released publicly soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know that we will publicly publish the presentation that was given tonight along with this this meeting. So that will all be on our website. And anyone who's provided their email address, I will make sure they get that as well. Let's see, this is let's see, that's another statement. There's already speeding from NPR. With the short-term measures, will one be able to cross Honeygo on Cross Road? I understand that one will not be able to turn left, but will you be able to go straight?
No, you will not be able to go straight.
Okay. Do you know if they'll be able to, so they won't be able to cross? I don't know.
They won't be able to cross Honeygo.
Okay. I guess, and Art has a follow-up here. What will the elevation difference be from the roadbed and the walking path in the Windsor condominiums?
I'll have to double check on that, but I don't think that there's going to be much elevation difference, and it should be pretty similar to what's out there now. But we'll double check.
Okay. That appears to be everything in the chat. I can wait another minute here if anyone has a follow-up question. Here we go. Michelle, can you explain more about how and when you will notify the community there will be no left or cross?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
plan, I'm sorry.
Go
So
ahead.
We plan to implement the interim solution by December 15th. So the week prior, we're going to put out VMS boards on either side of the intersection, alerting the community that a new traffic pattern is being put in place.
Okay. Oh, Delegate, did you have something to say?
Yes, I was, part of my question was answered. So that's December 15th in like a month is when those traffic changes are going to start.
Yes.
Okay. And then when will the actual construction start?
The construction, as per Mr. Love's presentation, is supposed to start, I think it said spring 2025, Brandon?
Yes, that's correct. And it's contingent, obviously on the utility relocations and the land acquisition.
Okay. So like a year and a half, we'll start seeing actual construction going on there.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Approximately when in 2025 will the work begin?
We're hoping for spring of 2025.
Okay. I gotta find somebody's not here.
Got it.
Let's see. Yeah, Art is asking more about the elevations, but Brandon, you said you could maybe get him. Art, if you could provide us your email address in the chat. I think I might actually have it. We can oh no, I don't have it. If you can provide it in there, we can get you more information on that. So one more thing from
And I will also do my very best to publicize those changes, starting as soon as this meeting's over.
Okay, great. I was going to say, in conclusion, if Director Walker, Councilman Marks, if you have any departing words for everyone before we go.
I would just like to let you all know that we will continue to update you all as a community. We'll work through the councilman's office to make sure we're coordinated on bringing up-to-date information out to you all. And I just ask for your patience as we move along throughout this process. But rest assured that we're moving as quickly as possible to get the roundabout installed. This is the largest roundabout we will have in Baltimore County. So we are diligent about making sure we do it correctly and safely. So that is part of the reason why it's taken quite a bit of time for it to be designed and then for it to be constructed as well. So we appreciate your patience as we work through this process. Councilman?
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a very important word, patience. We all need to be patient as the engineers get this prepared, and the county council is going to be involved, but also during the road construction. Change is difficult, I know that, but I truly believe that at the end of the day, first, we have an opportunity to get this funding that we may not have later on. And secondly, that this is the best possible improvement for an intersection that, quite frankly, should have had these already implemented when it was opened in 2000, 2001. So I want to again thank the Department of Public Works and Transportation for their hard work and for taking the time tonight. I want to thank the county executive for funding this. And I also want to thank all of those people who signed the petitions that got us to this point. Tracy McGregor, Mason, and some other people organized the petition that had thousands of signatures. And we would not be here, I think, if that petition was not signed, because it helped convince the county executive that there was local support for this project. So thank you all very much, and I look forward to continuing this dialogue.
And Lowell, we did have another question come in from Christina Bowman asking, was the impact on traffic into Gunpowder Farms considered as drivers look to access Honeygo?
Well, Gunpowder Farm isn't the only alternative route to get to Honeygo. It's just one of the few. So there are alternate routes. So we didn't see a significant impact to that community, but we will monitor the situation to see if anything needs to be done in the interim.
All right. Well, I think that
I have
wraps
a
up.
question.
I have
Okay,
a
go ahead.
question.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I've been trying to unmute and ask the question, but everybody's talking. But I'm in the other condos, not the Windsor, but the garden condos. And between the times of like 4 and 6, it's almost impossible to make a left-hand turn on Honeygo. And if you're going to be directing more people to go, a left from Gunpowder Farm onto Honeygo. And if you're going to be directing more people, I think there's going to be quite an impact. I mean, I myself don't even go. I try not to go anywhere between 4 and 6 if I have to make a left. Or I turn right on Honeygo and go down Cross. But now you're saying Cross, I won't be able to do that either. So I'm just wondering how, the volume on Gunpowder Farm is going to be affected, because the first traffic light is at the Weiss grocery store. And if once that one is red, we try hard to make those left-hand turns, but it's so much traffic, it's very difficult to do that.
We understand, but as I stated before, besides Gunpowder Farm Road, you can also take Forge Road to Honeygo, and you can also go through Perry Farm Road to Gerst, to Joppa to Honeygo. So there are other solutions, and we will definitely keep an eye on it. And if there is a significant impact, we will try to do something to relieve that from your community.
Okay, so you'll be evaluating that, because that's a really far way to go to get to the grocery store,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
is like, a few minutes away. So, but you'll be doing an impact. You'll look at the impact on that.
Yes,
I
we'll
think
evaluate it over time, and if we, get a significant amount of complaints, we'll have to do something to mediate that.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I think we'll wrap this up. And again, for folks that are listening, we're gonna be posting this meeting again on the county's YouTube page, and we will also be posting the PowerPoint presentation on the DPWT page. And anyone that provided their email address, I will do my very best to get you a copy of the PowerPoint presentation as well. So thank you, everyone, for showing up. This was a great, productive meeting, and thank you again for letting us come into your homes tonight. Thank you.
Thank you to the DPWT team and Councilman Marks and Delegate Schlager for attending, and all the community members. This was a great turnout for this, so thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much.